In today's video, we're going to be counting down the top 5 best beginner gel blasters that you can get in 2024. This video is going to be great if you're getting into the gel blaster hobby, but you really don't know much about gel blasters right now. Before we get into the video, let me tell you 2 products that you're going to need for your gel blaster. Starting off, you're going to need some gel blaster ammo. And the ammo that we have right here is made by Tanzar. This ammo comes in 4 different colors, including the teal that I have here, red, purple, and green. This ammo is perfect for all the gel blasters that I'm going to be mentioning on this list. For expensive and really fast shooting gel blasters, this isn't one you're going to want to go for. These are made for somewhat low FPS gel blasters, because if you load these things in too powerful ones, they tend to explode before they come out of the barrel. And when you buy these, you get 120,000 rounds of ammo split among 12 packs. Each color costs a different price, usually being between $13 and $16. The bullets shoot great and actually don't feel like poor quality when fully grown. And since they're in packs of 10,000, they're really great for this next product that I'm going to talk about. But before I get into that, if you want to get any of the colors, I'll link all of them down in the description. Here we have the Gel Blaster Depot Bucket. The Depot Bucket, in my opinion, is the best gel blaster accessory that you can get. And to show you why, I'm going to show you a demonstration. You can take a 10,000 pack of the previous ammo and just pour it into the bucket. Make sure the faucet is completely closed when you do this. Afterwards, fill it up to the water line and let the ammo sit for about 3 hours. Afterwards, take the bucket over a sink or somewhere outside and lift the faucet up 1 click. After you do that, the water will start to pour out, leaving you with clean gellets. Afterwards, you can take a hopper from your gel blaster and put it up to this faucet, and then lift it up another click to let the bullets funnel into the hopper. This Depot Bucket's commonly found for $12 to $15, but I've seen it as low as $9 before. And trust me, this thing's worth the investment. And if you want to get this Gel Blaster Depot Bucket, I'll link it down in the description. Now that I covered those 2 accessories, let's get right into the list. Now before I do that, I really want you guys to know that I put a lot of effort into making this list. So I don't need anyone in the comments calling me an idiot just because I did a list like this. You have your own opinion and I have mine, and I've tested out quite a few gel blasters. Anyways, let's get right into the list. Coming in at number 5, we have a pretty controversial topic, that's being the Nerf dual pistols. And I know a couple people are going to be thinking I'm crazy right now, but hear me out for a little bit. Nerf dual pistols come in a 2-pack, which is perfect for beginners and kids. In the box, you get 2 gel blaster pistols, 2 pairs of protective eyewear, and 5,000 rounds of ammo. The 5,000 rounds of ammo that comes with these blasters is actually really good, but aftermarket, it's way too expensive for what you're getting. But anyways, the pistols have a safety switch located under the trigger guard, making it so the trigger cannot be pulled back. Each of the blasters also have a 100 round integrated hopper at the top. To load these things, the easiest way is to open the flap up at the top and dip it into a Gel Blaster Depot Bucket. Afterwards, scoop some up, but make sure it's not too many because they will tend to jam. Then afterwards, just close the lid and then you should be good to go. And if you watched any of my Gel Blaster Wars before, these things are almost used in every single one. I usually use them as a sidearm, even though I've really never gotten a kill with these things before. But my friend Nolan, a 2v2v1 Gel Blaster War, actually got the first confirmed kill with one of these things. These things are perfect for Gel Blaster Wars if you ran out of ammo in your primary blaster. The dual pistols are capable of shooting at speeds of around 130 FPS, which isn't that great, but it's really good for non-prime action blasters. But the main reason they didn't make it any higher on this list was mostly because of the shooting range and the trigger. The range of these things is really only 30 feet, which is not very good if you plan to use these during Gel Blaster Wars. But if you're just doing 1v1 solos with your friends with the same pistols, it's really fun to do. But moving on to the trigger, it's really hard to pull, especially if you're just a little kid. These blasters are really fun, but if you plan on doing Gel Blaster Wars with friends that don't have these things, you're gonna want something bigger. They might hurt quite a bit, especially if you give them to little kids, which I would not recommend, but make sure you always wear protective eyewear no matter how fast these things shoot. These blasters are commonly found in the $12 to $13 range, but I usually see them on Amazon for $9 now. If you want to get these blasters, I'll link it down in the description. Now that we got these done, let's move on to number 4. Coming in at number 4, we have another Nerf gel blaster, but trust me, this one's also really good. And in my opinion, this blaster gets way too much hate for what it is. It's a perfect beginner blaster and it actually shoots really well. The blaster comes with a 130 round hopper, 5,000 rounds of ammo, and a pair of protective eyewear. This blaster is very underrated, even though it can shoot up to 140 feet per second. To shoot this blaster, all I have to do is prime back and then pull the trigger. And the coolest feature about this blaster, in my opinion, is that it has a slam fire feature. To use that, all you have to do is hold down the trigger and then prime this back as fast as you can. And while you do that, every time you pull this back and forth, it shoots 1 bullet. I've been able to get up to 6 rounds per second with this thing, which is actually really good. But with the 130 round hopper, if you keep doing that, you're gonna run out of ammo, but luckily there's an alternative for that. And here's that alternative. I know this thing looks stupid, but if you have 800 round ammo capacity, who cares how it looks? This hopper comes with the Nerf Mythic and the Nerf Raid, or you can get an aftermarket one that comes with 20,000 rounds of ammo for around $6. And with an 800 round hopper, if you expect to use this thing during wars, you're not gonna run out of ammo that easily. During the Pistols Gel Blaster War a while back, me and Connor landed on the Nerf Legion, where we both use an 800 round hopper. This blaster is actually really fun to use during wars, especially if people have the same level gel blaster. But anyways, I'm going to put the 130 round hopper back on for the remaining of this review. This blaster is actually pretty capable and can shoot accurately around 40 to 50 feet. And honestly, I love the look of this small compact blaster. And if you take the barrel off from the Nerf Mythic, you can stick it right on the front here, and now you have a silenced pistol. Sure, it doesn't really do anything, it's more for looks, but if you really like that, go ahead and do it. You do have a small rail right here and here, but sadly they're not Picatinny rails, so you can't put real gun accessories on like a laser. These rails are compatible with Nerf rival accessories, but since I don't do foam flinging blasters, I don't have any of those. But anyways, you do have a safety switch located right under the trigger guard. Push it towards the back to put it on safety and push it towards the front to take it off. This blaster is great for beginners and is awesome for cheap fun. This blaster does hurt quite a bit close range, but as long as you're wearing protective eyewear, it shouldn't be too bad. These pistols are usually around $10 on Amazon, but lately they've been around $6. If you want to check the price, maybe get one of these gel blasters, the link is down in the description. Coming in at number 3, we have another Nerf blaster, but I promise you, it's the last one we're going to talk about today. The reason why I keep putting Nerf blasters on this list is because they're really cheap and very high quality. And they're also great for kids since the FPS is not that high. And honestly, the Nerf Mythic is the best beginner Nerf gel blaster. The Mythic comes with an 800 round hopper, a battery, 10,000 rounds of ammo, protective eyewear, and a barrel extension piece. The Nerf Mythic is an electric gel blaster that's powered by the battery that's located right in the grip. To charge this battery, just plug it in with the USB-C cable and it should be ready to go within an hour. The light will stay steady when charging and will turn off once fully charged. All you have to do is insert it at the bottom of the blaster where it will lock in with a click noise. Then to take it out, just squeeze the bottom sides together and pull. The 800 round hopper did not look good on the Nerf Legion, but on this thing it looks perfect. And in my opinion, this is honestly the best looking Nerf gel blaster, and probably one of the best looking gel blasters in general. And if you don't want the barrel on, just twist it clockwise and it comes right off. And at the back, you have an adjustable stock. Just push both of these orange buttons together and pull. Sadly, there's no locking mechanism in between, so you either have it fully out or fully in. Even though the stock is adjustable, it's actually pretty firm. And in the grip, you have a lot of thumb room along with a pretty comfortable foregrip. And sadly, like the last gel blaster, these rails don't work with Picatinny rail accessories, only Nerf rival accessories. But you do have a safety switch located right under the blaster. On the back, you do have a fire select switch where you can switch between safety, semi-automatic, and fully automatic. The fully automatic mode on this gel blaster allows it to shoot up to 10 rounds per second, which is actually really good. And the blaster itself can shoot at speeds of around 130 feet per second, which is actually pretty slow compared to some blasters on this list, but for kids, it's perfect. And in Gel Blaster Wars, this thing is actually pretty good. It does misfeed quite a bit, but all you have to do is shake around the blaster a little bit and it gets right back to working. It does hurt quite a bit close range, especially on fully automatic, so I would not recommend getting this for little kids. But for adults and teenagers, this is the way to go. And the blaster itself sounds really good while shooting. It's very satisfying and kind of sounds like a pickleball paddle. This blaster is commonly found on Amazon for around $40, but sometimes there are discounts where I found this thing once for 26 bucks. Yes, this blaster is pricier than some others on this list, but overall, you get what you pay for. If you want to get this great gel blaster, I'll link it down in the description. Coming in at number 3, you have the Gel Blaster Surge and the Gel Blaster Starfire. These gel blasters are really the benchmark of all gel blasters that have ever been made. They're one of the best-selling models and one of the most reliable models too. The Gel Blaster Surge comes with a hopper feed neck, an 800 round hopper, 10,000 rounds of ammo, a charger, and protective eyewear. The Starfire comes with about everything that the Surge has except 10,000 rounds of ammo. Instead, you get 5,000 rounds of glow-in-the-dark ammo and a tracer unit. The tracer unit allows the glow-in-the-dark ammo to, well, glow in the dark. And the reason why both these blasters made number 2 spot is because of this reason right here. Each of the blasters come with an FPS suppressor. To install this, take the green knob that comes in the box and plug it into the barrel. Twist the original one out and take the orange one that came in the box and twist it back in. This will limit the FPS from the original 145 feet per second average of both these blasters down to around 100 feet per second. That is great for kids considering it won't hurt as much as it would without the barrel. The brand that made these two gel blasters is actually the exact same brand that made the Gel Blaster Depot bucket, which means that these hoppers are the perfect size to get loaded up with it. Just put the hopper up to the faucet, let some ammo flow in. Afterwards, just screw it right onto the blaster. Each of these gel blasters are basically the exact same thing but different colors, but I do like the white one due to it looks much more clean. To charge these blasters, all you need to do is take the included USB-C cable and plug it right into the bottom. The light will eventually turn off once it's done charging. On the back, you have a fire select switch allowing you to switch from safety to semi-automatic to fully automatic. Sadly, the Starfire hasn't been sold on Amazon for a while, but you can still find the Surge. You can separately buy the tracer unit if you want to get it, but really it's better to go with the Starfire if you could find it for the right price. These blasters work great and are pretty fun to use, especially during Gel Blaster Wars. We used the Starfire in the 4v3 Capture the Flag War a while back and it actually didn't have any problems. And with these blasters, you could buy accessories such as removable fin tips, Nova spotlights, and extra hoppers. The Surge is commonly found for around $20 on Amazon now, but if you can find the Starfire, you can usually get it for 25 to 40 bucks. I'll put the Amazon link for the Surge in the description along with the Walmart link to where you can get the Starfire in the description. And if you want to get the tracer unit, I'll also link that down below. But before we get to number 1, let's talk about the blaster that didn't make this list but is still a great choice. Here we have the X-Shot Hypergel Clutch. This blaster has the cheapest MSRP price on this list, but really, you can't find it for any cheaper. Usually you'll just find it at the regular $15 price point. And with this blaster, you get a refill bottle, 5,000 rounds of ammo, a 400 round magazine, and a 100 round internal hopper. And last last but not least, you get a pair of protective eyewear, which I actually use in Gel Blaster Wars quite a bit. The clutch was used in a Gel Blaster War back in the 4v3 Capture the Flag, where I actually had to use this blaster, and to be honest, I didn't do that bad. Sure, it wasn't enough to get a kill, but I did intimidate my opponents. You could load bullets into the hopper from pushing the slide on the top, or you could put ammo in the magazine and then flip it upside down and wait for the rest of the ammo to flow in. The box claims this blaster can shoot 150 feet per second, and that's actually pretty accurate, which I've been able to shoot 155 to 160 feet per second with this thing. And with that FPS coming out of a $15 blaster, it's really good. The blaster has a really durable design, but the magazine is actually pretty flimsy once you have it in the blaster. To remove the magazine, just press down on the switch within the trigger guard and then pull it right out. To put the blaster on safe, just press the button on the side of your blaster. To shoot the blaster, all you have to do is prime it back and then shoot. If you want to get this amazing Gel Blaster, I'll link it down in the description. If you want to learn more about this blaster, I actually made a full review on it, so you can watch that up there. Now, coming in at number 1, if you've been watching my channel for a while, it's pretty easy, and you're gonna know what this is. And that blaster is the ANSTOY AKM47. The AKM47 was actually my first Gel Blaster, and I'll always think of it as the best budget blaster that you can get. This blaster comes in 7 different colors, which is absolutely crazy. Those colors include black camo, blue, green, red, purple, pink, and finally multicolored. That is quite a bit of colors and designs that you can get for this blaster. The blaster does come with a 700 round hopper, a hopper feed neck, 20,000 rounds of ammo, a battery charger, and a pair of protective eyewear. The AKM47 blaster is really compact. This blaster was used in our first big Gel Blaster War, and this thing is actually really good. And not only that, it was also used in our very first Gel Blaster War that you might have never seen on this channel. It was actually the black camo version, but that one actually broke because of water damage. But the AKM47 is a great blaster with an average 13 rounds per second at around 135 feet per second. Even though the FPS is a little low, it does make up for it with that RPS. To charge the battery, just take the included charger and plug it in. The light on the charger will turn green once fully charged. To install the battery, take off the lid of the magazine and then plug it right in. Afterward, just slap the lid back down and you're good to go. This hopper can also be loaded pretty easily with the Gel Blaster Depot bucket. To turn on the blaster, all you have to do is flip the switch on the back of the blaster and it's good to go. The AKM47 is a great first blaster, but not really for kids, especially if they're going to get pelted with 13 rounds per second. Either way, this blaster is really fun and a great beginner gel blaster for wars and really any situation. Anyways, if you want to get this blaster in any of the colors, I'll link it down in the description. If this video was maybe not for you, you might want to click this video right here where I'll teach you the top 10 best cheap gel blasters that you can get in 2024. But if you did enjoy this video, please consider subscribing. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you in that video right there.
Today we're going to be counting down the 10 best gel blasters that you can buy for under $30 in 2024. All of the products that I'm going to list in this video are going to be linked down below. And I just want to say before I start, this is just my opinion.